Why Yellowstone unexpectedly killed off Colby in simple but shocking way. Truly no one is safe on the Dutton Ranch anymore. On the Sunday, December 1 episode of Yellowstone, Colby, Denham Richards, was the latest member of the Dutton family circle to lose his life. Tragedy struck in the simplest of ways, leaving fans truly shocked. The thing that I think is such a gut punch about Colby's death is that in a season where there are all these twists and turns and dark forces and giant narrative swings, Colby's death is so powerful because it's so simple. Christina Voros, who directed the episode, told The Hollywood Reporter, calling it gut-wrenching and a freak accident. Voros said that the death, which involved Colby being trampled by a horse while helping Carter, Finn Little, an inexperienced cowboy, is representative of the real-life risks of being a cowboy. It's a dangerous job, and this kind of thing happens, and it happens in a split second. This death comes as a shock because it's so simple, and it's so grounded in the world in which all these characters work that it's profoundly tragic, she said. Understandably, Rip Wheeler, Cole Hauser, took Colby's death hard, even remarking how it's a dangerous job, and one day it will kill me too. Given Rip's ominous comments, Voros said it's a natural instinct to wonder if everything anyone says could be foreshadowing. Kay saying goodbye to Monica, Kelsey Asbill, could be foreshadowing. Beth saying goodbye to Rip could be foreshadowing. It's just where one's brain goes when you experience a shocking sudden loss after several sudden losses, and I think it's easy to read into that. Richards, who has played the ranch hand since season 1 of the series, also said that how simple his character's death was plays into how shocking it felt to the audience. I think this death was something where you realize life is very tenuous, the 36-year-old actor told THR. And going forward, it brings a little bit more of a grounding, or more of a foundation, to what's already going on. Sometimes the show's stakes are so high that you can get lost in how high they are. In a separate interview with Entertainment Weekly, Richard said he found out, I think about maybe a day before they sent me the scripts. I was actually flying back from Texas, and I got the call that this was what was going to be happening. So this had to have been back in May, he explained. I feel like this season, creator Taylor Sheridan is really emphasizing the realities of cowboy life. We have this saying that everyone's going to fall off a horse at some point in their life. It's not if, it's just when and how bad. That is not a phenomenon, he continued. These things do happen, so I do think that there's that element where I think it is about really wanting to emphasize that this is a reality. It's kind of poetic because in season 3, Colby gets trampled by a horse multiple times in the river. And so maybe this was those horses' ancestors coming back to get retribution. But more than anything, it was about as clean as you could possibly do a death, he added. Richard shared a photo of his chair from set on Instagram after Sunday's episode aired, writing in the caption, "Grateful," and fans filled the comment section with love for his performance. Several of his co-stars also shared some love, including Jen Landon, who played Colby's love interest, Teeter, for 3 seasons. "You are beyond loved, my dear friend and actor," she wrote. "So many hearts broke tonight." Colby's death in episode 4 of season 5B follows 2 other major deaths. The long-awaited final episodes kicked off with the reveal that John Dutton had died, which was a shock to fans, but also somewhat expected given Kevin Costner had confirmed his departure from the role when filming began in the spring. His death was somewhat avenged in episode 3, as Sarah Atwood, Dawn Olivieri, was killed after it was confirmed she plotted John's death and had men stage it to look like a suicide. The world of Yellowstone has always been unpredictable, blending the gritty realism of ranch life with the high stakes of power struggles and family loyalty. But when the show unexpectedly killed off Colby in a seemingly simple yet gut-wrenchingly shocking way, fans were left reeling. What made this death so jarring, and why did the creators choose to say goodbye to such a beloved character in this manner? Let's dive into the layers behind this decision, both in terms of storytelling and the message it sends. Colby's journey, a steady force amidst chaos. Colby, portrayed by Denham Richards, was not one of the loudest voices on the Dutton Ranch, but his presence carried weight. As a loyal ranch hand, he often served as a moral compass among the rough and tumble crew. He had a quiet strength that made him relatable, offering fans a perspective that wasn't mired in the Duttons' endless schemes or Rip's shadowy dealings. Colby was never about grandeur. He was the guy who showed up, did the work, and navigated the tumultuous waters of ranch life with dignity. Fans rooted for his budding romance with Teeter, a relationship that brought levity and genuine emotion to the often dark and brooding show. This made his death all the more impactful. It wasn't just a loss of life, but a rupture of stability and hope in a world that constantly teeters on the edge of despair. The simplicity of the scene. When Colby's death came, it wasn't in a blaze of glory or a grandiose standoff. Instead, it unfolded in a disturbingly simple fashion, which is part of what made it so effective. While working in an isolated part of the ranch, Colby was ambushed by a group of mercenaries hired to destabilize the Dutton Empire. Armed with brutal efficiency, they struck quickly and decisively, leaving Colby no time to react or fight back. What stands out about this scene is its stark realism. There were no extended monologues, no last-minute heroics, just raw, unfiltered violence. It was a reminder of how quickly life can be snuffed out, even for someone as integral as Colby. The simplicity of his death underscored the randomness and brutality of the world Yellowstone inhabits, making it all the more haunting. The emotional fallout. Teeter's reaction to Colby's death became the emotional anchor of the episode. Her unfiltered grief was a gut punch to viewers, showcasing the raw pain of losing someone unexpectedly. Unlike other characters who might bury their emotions under layers of stoicism, Teeter let it all out, giving fans a mirror to their own feelings. The rest of the bunkhouse was equally shaken. For a group that had endured countless battles and betrayals, Colby's death felt different. It wasn't just about losing a friend. It was a stark reminder that no one, not even the most loyal and unassuming ranch hand, is safe. This emotional fallout rippled through the episode, leaving a somber tone that lingered long after the credits rolled. Why kill Colby? The narrative implications. Killing off Colby wasn't just a shock tactic. It served a larger purpose in the overarching narrative. Yellowstone thrives on high stakes, and Colby's death raised the stakes in a way that felt both organic and inevitable. It reminded viewers that the war for the Yellowstone Ranch isn't just fought in boardrooms or courtrooms. It's fought in the dirt, with real and often devastating consequences. Colby's death also served to propel other characters' arcs forward. For Teeter, it marked a turning point, transforming her from a carefree and quirky outsider into a force to be reckoned with. Her determination to seek justice for Colby could lead her to take risks that might alter her trajectory on the ranch, and perhaps bring her closer to the Duttons' inner circle. For John Dutton, Colby's death was another painful reminder of the cost of his ambitions. It forced him to confront the reality that his decisions have far-reaching consequences, impacting not just his family, but also the loyal men and women who work for him. This could potentially lead to a shift in his approach, or push him further into his relentless quest for control. The shocking element, defying expectations. What made Colby's death truly shocking was how it defied audience expectations. Fans are accustomed to Yellowstone's explosive showdowns and high-octane drama, but this scene subverted those tropes. It was quiet, sudden, and almost mundane in its execution, a stark contrast to the larger-than-life events that typically dominate the series. This deliberate choice by the writers was a masterstroke, as it left viewers unsettled and questioning what might come next. If someone like Colby, a character who seemed so grounded and safe, could be killed off in such an unceremonious way, then truly no one is immune.